Welcome back to another Pokemon Market Monday, home of the OG Weekly Market Updates, where every Monday morning we go through last week's sales of sealed Pokemon products and Pokemon cards that are currently going up in price. And we do also cover big Pokemon news, like cards just set to get revealed. And we do have to do the question of the day: what Pokemon do you guys like better, Glaceon or Leafeon? And we do have to announce the winner from my last vending video. We did a giveaway, and it is at Evan Rosa. Shoot me an email or hit me up on Instagram. I'll get those cards sent out to you. And we do have to give a quick thanks to our video sponsor, and that is COLLECTR. This app is the best of the best when it comes to tracking your collection. I have tried every other app. I promise you this one has the most by far. And even if your collection is not crazy, it is still fun to download the app and add everything. And that way you can see your whole collection on your phone, and you can also see the value. They also do more giveaways than anyone in this entire hobby. So definitely check them out. I'll have all the links in the description. And of course, you guys want to try out Tag for your first time, click the link, use the code BEER10, you get 10% off your first submission. But they did just pause their lower tiers, and PSA just did the same thing because they're so behind. But you can still use the code BEER25 and you get $25 off your first submission. And I just got a Vault X affiliate. I'll have the link down below, and you guys can get like 10-15% off. I can't remember. I just got it this morning. And I'll be in Irving, California this weekend with Coop, Beer Dad, so definitely check that out. You can use the code POKEBEER to get $5 off your tickets. All right, hopping to Poke Beach. 30th celebration set to include Pikachu in every pack. Reveal likely coming within the next week. So that's pretty cool. Pikachu in every pack. The kids will love that. And we got another article, and it says it will be officially revealed Monday morning. So when you guys are watching this, hop to Poke Beach, and you'll be able to see some of the new stuff. Yeah, it says it will officially be revealed in Japan on Monday, June 1st at 10 p.m. That's 6 a.m. on Monday in California time and 9 a.m. New York time. So super, super excited. Yeah, can't wait for that. All right, let's get to it. We have celebrations. Honestly, not really a ton of movement since last week. Got the regular ETB market price $380. Market price for the Pokemon Center ETB $553 and $1270 for the UPC. Next, we have Evolving Skies. We got a little movement on the booster box. I think we had a sale close to 3,000. Last sold, we got 2760, 2750, 2550, 2984, and we do have one over 3,000 at 3237. So, still got a few $2,500, $2,600 sales, but definitely going up a little bit. And let's check the regular ETB with Umbreon. Last sold 529, 639, 580. We got a couple at 706. And Pokemon Center ETB. We'll check this one. See, Umbreon one last sold 1,100, 1,000, 999, 1,200. Not a ton of sales. We got two on 523, and then before that was 514, 51. Usually though, with super expensive stuff like this, people are buying it on eBay or in person, stuff like that, because they want to see actual pictures, because a lot of those don't have pictures. All right, that's about it for Evolving Skies. Next, we have Crown Zenith finally moving again. So here's the regular ETB. Was at 343, dropped down to 320, and now last sold 348, 369, 335, quite a few at 350, and we got a decent amount of movement for the Pokemon Center ETB. This was at like 570. Now last sold 695, 620. Still got one at 550 with a small tear. Otherwise 640. Another one at 640. Then it goes back down to 580 and 570. And that was about it for Crown Zenith. Next, 151. Again, not a ton of movement. We got market price on the regular ETB 660. Actually coming down in price a tiny bit. And Pokemon Center ETB also still coming down in price a tiny bit. Market price 1361. And we'll check the 151 UPC. Also coming down in price a little bit. Was at 1240. Now that's sold 1,050, 1,090, 1,100. Next, Prismatic Evolutions. Bouncing back a little bit also. We got the SPC. This is at 280. Now that's sold 295, 304, 310, 297. And we also have the regular ETB up a little bit. Market price 175 now. Was down to 161. Now last sold 179, 175, 173, 170. And Pokemon Center ETB is still technically coming down in price. Market price $508. Got the Dollar General ETB with the $40 price sticker at 202, up a buck or two. The Binder Collection market price 102. The Booster Bundle market price 93, and the Prismatic Evolutions accessory pouch market price $78. And Destined Rivals. Market price for the booster box, $605, still technically coming down in price. ETB going up in price a little bit, market price $207. And Pokemon Center ETB, Last sold 550, 560. Pretty much all right at those prices. Next, Ascendant Heroes. Not a ton of movement. Regular ETB 180 and Pokemon Center ETB $506. Everything is about the same as it was last week. All right, Silver Tempest Booster Box was at $461. Now last sold $585, $570, $619, $614. But yeah, as you guys can probably tell, I'm not at home. I'm actually in Las Vegas at PokeCon LV, doing a big card show with Chumlee and stuff. So it's been so much fun. We did some night golfing. I actually didn't lose at the casino, surprisingly. I didn't win that much, but I didn't lose. So it's been a ton of fun. Next, we have Brilliant Stars. Booster Box was at $580. Now last sold $610, $630, $619, and $620. Next, Darkness Ablaze Booster Box was at $320. Now last sold $348, $340, and $350. Next, Twilight Masquerade Booster Box. This was at $325 3 months ago. Now last sold $370, $380, $398. And Surging Sparks making a move. Got down to $260. Now last sold $299, $280, $270. Had a feeling this was going to happen with Surging Sparks. Next, we have the Paradox Rift Booster Box. Was at $270. Now last sold $295. Pretty much all at $295. And Stellar Crown was at $293. Now last sold $359, $375, $356. Like, there's no reason Stellar Crown should be more than Surging Sparks, in my opinion. Next, we have the Temporal Forces Booster Box. Was at $255. Now last sold $330, $323. So we got 8 of them at $335. And we have the Silver Tempest Pokemon Center ETB. Was at $266. Now last sold $428, $322, $425, $447, and $430. I remember people would argue me in the comments saying this was not a good pickup when we were talking about picking it up at $150. Next, we have the First Partner Illustration Collection. So it got down to $50. Went back up to $67, dropped down to $63, and now last sold $69, $69, $67. We got 10 of them at $69. So this box is not getting any cheaper. Next, we have the regular Surging Sparks ETB. Was at $85. Now last sold all at about $125, kind of leveling out. And the Lost Origin ETB was at $165. Now last sold $219, $230, $249, $237. And the Brilliant Stars regular ETB was at $130. We got sales now at $166, $150, $155. And this will be a $200 ETB pretty soon. Next, even Vivid Voltage is on the move. Was at $101 for the ETB. We got sales now at $144, $137, and $130. Next, the Stellar Crown regular ETB was at $95. We got sales now at $155, $159. Pretty much all at $159. That's crazy. That's just for the regular one. And we have the Journey Together. Regular ETB was at $90. Now we got sales at $135, $110, $126, $130. And Brilliant Stars. Regular ETB was at $132. We got sales now at $166, $150, and $153. And we have the Chaos Rising Pokemon Center ETB. I had a feeling this is going to happen. Got down to $203. Now that's sold $219, $225, $217. And I can see this thing getting up to like $250, $260 pretty soon. Next, the regular Paldea Evolved ETB was at $136. Now, last sold $199, $229, and $235. Next, we have the Shrouded Fable regular ETB was at $79. Now, last sold $126. We got 20 of them at $140, 4 of them at $139. And we have the Perfect Order Pokemon Center ETB got down to $129. Now, last sold $135, $146, $150. So that is already starting to climb. And we got the big boy, the Obsidian Flames Pokemon Center ETB was at $550. Now last sold $749, $800, $697, $785. And we got another Pokemon Center ETB, Astral Radiance, was at $155. And now last sold $263, $265, $172, $249. Nobody wanted this Pokemon Center ETB. This was in stock on the Pokemon Center website forever. I just constantly told everybody to pick it up. It's not a bad set. And it's worth a decent amount now. Alright, let's get into some cards. We got the Simistage from Black Bolt. Was at $6. We got sales now at $12, $9, and $11. Next, the Pat Rat from White Flare was at $8. Now last sold $12, $14, and $10. Then we have the Meloetta Black Star promo. Was at $7. Now last sold $15, $19, and $16. Next, the Pincer from Twilight Masquerade was a $9 card. Now that's sold 18, 16, and 15. And the beautiful Pyroar. If you really look at this card, the detail is crazy. You got like a whole family in the background. I've always loved this card. This was at $8. Used to be like a $2 card. Now that's sold 18, 16, and 17. Next, the Marshadow making another run. Remember, this was literally like a $90 card. $92. Now that's sold 21, 24, 20. So at any time, people can manipulate this card and make this thing expensive again. And we have the Heracross from Paldea Evolved, was $19. Now that's sold 36, 32, 34. And we have the Dwebble from Black Bolt, was at $22. Now that's sold 65, 40, 57, 70. Wow. And the Haxorus from Black Bolt was at $48. Now that's sold 85, 87, 82. I feel bad for anyone trying to master Black Bolt and White Flare right now, because everything's expensive. And we have the Persian from Shroud of Fable, was at $41. Now that's sold 75, 79. Pretty much all at 79. We got one high one at 103. And the Oshawott doing work from White Flare was at 44. Now last sold 105, 100, 100, 108. And the Eevee from Twilight Masquerade was at $70. Now last sold 96, 91, 90. So Oshawott is selling for more than Eevee. Next, we got the Bulbasaur from Stellar Crown, was at $75. Now last sold 119 for lightly played, otherwise 125, 130, 123, 130. And the Seismitoad from Black Bolt was at 130. Now last sold 279, 240, 250, 233. Next, the Magikarp from Paldea Evolved was at $300. Now last sold 380, 399, 401, and 410. Next, got some SIRs. The Iron Leaves from Temporal Forces was at $23. Now that sold 42, 43, 39. And Walking Wake was at 38. Now that sold 62, 69, and 73. Next, we have the Keldeo EX SIR was at $50. Now we got sales at 67, 73, 71, and 70. And the Team Rockets Moltres EX, just a regular one you got to pull, was at 91. Now that sold 122, 130, 101. Getting back to its original price. Next, the Dragapult from Prismatic Evolutions was at $97. Now that sold 140, 151, 145, and 153. And the Mega Venusaur, making another little run. Last sales now 165, 163, 160, and 170. We got the Mega Greninja EX SIR bouncing back. Was at $583, dropped down to $386. Now last sold $450, $510, $475, $425. Can't believe this one's selling for more than the Twilight Masquerade, but it is newer. People just love the new stuff. But let me know down below, do you guys like this one better or the Twilight Masquerade Greninja? And we have the Gold Mega Greninja, also making a little bounce back. So this was at $360, got down to $320. And now last sold, we got one at $330, $310, $319, $325. So prices are kind of all over the place. We even have a few at $399. So be careful buying that card. Next, we have the Vaporeon Trainer Gallery. This card is non-textured. This was at $16. Now last sold $39, $28, $29, and a couple more at $39 down below. Next, we have the Blaziken VMAX. This is a beautiful card. It was at $29. Now last sold 38, 40, 47. Next, the Garchomp V Trainer Gallery. This was at $62. We have sales now at 90, 75, 80. Finally, this card is getting some love. This might be my favorite Garchomp card, to be honest. And we have the Mimikyu V from Brilliant Stars. Was at $55. Now last sold 95, 90, 92. I think this is going to be a $100 card. Next, the Starmie V from Astral Radiance was at $101. Now that sold 120, 116, and 117. And the Rayquaza VMAX Trainer Gallery card. This is at $102. We got sales now at $214, $195, $199, and $230. So many Rayquaza cards are going insane right now. Next, we have the Gold Palkia V-Star from Crown Zenith. Was at $85. Now last sold 126, 144, 149. And we have the Dialga. This was at $100. Now last sold 144, 142, 139. And we have the Arceus V-Star, was at $125. We got sales now at $275, $250, $247. Someone actually just recently asked me on a What If Wednesday if they should sell these cards like a month ago. And I said, I have a feeling these cards can get even higher. And I was correct. Look at the Giratina V-Star. This is at $219. Now that's sold $372, $420, $396, $395, $457. Wow. Next, we have the Gold Star Umbreon from Celebrations. What was that, $87? Now that's sold $101, $95, $90, $93. I still feel like this card could be a couple $100 card. Next, we have the Mega Rayquaza from Celebrations also. What was that, $26? Now that's sold $50, $53, and $55. Next, we have the Rayquaza V Alternate Art. What was that, $280? Now that's sold $449, $550, $388, $463. And we also have the Rayquaza V Max, because of course Rayquaza is going insane. So that's $600. Now that's sold $1,200, $1,190. Got one at $1,597 for a BGS 9.5. A couple more at $1,200. And last on the list, we have the shiny Rayquaza GX. This is a promo from Hidden Fates. This is at $122. Now that's sold $175, $165, and $170. All right, that was this week's Pokemon Market Monday. If you guys like this content, want to stay ahead of the market, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like and comment. And of course, if you guys want to support more, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube membership, all that, you guys know what to do. You guys are the absolute best. And then, of course, if you guys want to watch my last vending video, which was a super good one, you can click that above. Otherwise, if you guys want to watch my other vending videos, I have an entire playlist. All right, see you next time.